Greetings, everyone. My name is Pastor Tom Rice of Cranford Alliance Church, and first of all, just want to say thank you to the organizers for the opportunity to say a few words with you. First of all, just personally, thank you for being here. And indeed, it's wonderful to know that in a town like ours, that there is much support for something like this. And even just want to give a shout out and a thanks to Chief Ryan Greco of the police department. This week he reached out to me and just said, hey, let's get together. So very grateful for the opportunity. As one who grew up in the South as a Korean adopted American, I experienced racism many times, from being made fun of as a kid to even in high school when I was about to take a girl out on a date. She was Caucasian, and the father proceeded to tell me that the Bible said that I should keep to my own. And then even when I was in the corporate world before becoming a minister, walking in on a fellow co-worker who happened to actually be a senior vice president in the organization, and he was making fun of my race. And then to go even a little further, and of course, I'm married, 4 kids, trying to raise them to be good, decent human beings. And then one day to have my daughter come home, she was very little at the time, this was in elementary school, and talking about the pain that she felt for being made fun of because of her eyes. And let me tell you, because of what I had experienced, I said, you know what, we're gonna reach out to the teacher, and we're gonna say, hey, could we do something where we kind of show the rest of the class about our culture? And she said, absolutely. It was a wonderful experience. By the way, this was not in Cranford. This was before we moved here. And I tried to and again, these are children. These are little children. They're not, they're not trying to be overtly evil. And I tried to help them to see, hey, you know what? If you guys were in Korea, you would look strange. And so with that, I just want to share one more thing. The tradition that I come from, the faith tradition that I come from, Christ, in the midst of saying, love your enemies, said, do unto others as you would want them to do unto you. We know that as the golden rule, right? And it's not the one with all the gold makes the rules. And it's not do unto others before they do unto you. But when he said, do unto others as you would want them to do unto you, I'd like to challenge all of us, because I know I'm preaching to the choir here because you're here, and I know it's because you want to stand in solidarity. But I'd like to put forth this challenge. Do unto others as you would want them to do unto you is not as easy as it sounds. Let me give you an example. I love Thai food. Actually, Koreans first, but And if I said to my neighbor next door, I said, you know what, I think, I'm going to treat him to some, I love Thai food. He must love Thai food. So I'm going to get him Thai food because Jesus said, do unto others as you would want them to do unto you. And you know what? He probably hates Thai food. So the real challenge, in order to do unto others, in order to love your enemy as yourself even, in order to love your neighbor as yourself even, it means getting to know them. It means intentionally reaching out in relationship. Because then when I do unto others as I would want them to do unto me, then I start to think, wow, how would my neighbor, how would my Asian neighbor, how would my Muslim neighbor, how would my African American neighbor, how would they like to be treated? Go and do likewise, friends. God bless you.